Welcome to Two Surfers in a Van. Be warned, we use some pretty strong language from time to time. Two Surfers in a Van is brought to you by the Radical 10 Over Surf Shop. Gnarly, bro. I'm Stevie, and I'm a pure shredhead. If it's surf involved, I'm in it. This is Jilly, my most epic wife, and my best buddy and travel companion, partner in crime. She's not scared to tell you exactly what she thinks. We sold our home to live in a van, and we work on the most amazing holiday park, Trafiggy Holiday Park in Newquay. This is our mental life, and you're all welcome into it for, well, a little bit of an adventure. Like, subscribe, and let's get into this one, guys. Well, guys, just back from my surf. Absolute fire session this morning. Went out there, took a little while for the cess to come through. First wave, really nice, head high, dropped in, two bottom turns going right. Second wave though, I just got up perfectly in the crest of the peak, dropped down, clean green, aqua blue, looking beautiful, absolute beautiful glass wave, just tapering off, dropped down, got three awesome turns out of it, really beautiful arcing turns. Come on the final one, wave start closing, got a nice float over the top of the last of the wave, caught the board, paddled back out, got a few whoops and hollers off people. It felt good. Third wave, again, two turns, close out section, got round that, come off, vaulted off a giant air, lost the board and flying through the air. But I'm really stoked with how the research has progressing so far, and I can't wait to take you guys back out with me so you can see it. But now we're back and we're going to do some work on the van, so that's what we're going to do next.
Let the DIY commence. Do you want to explain?
So, here is the situation. So Jill has already moved the shelf here, moved it down a little bit so we can fit our oven in, because obviously it was too high before. But now we've got these guys at the bottom which need to be able to come in and out. Now I've got to run a plinth across the bottom of here. Quite a high plinth as well, actually, when I look at let's have a look at the height of this. So roughly there. So right there, so that will be the gap. So yeah, you couldn't get those out. They'll be jammed in. They will be locked in forever. Yeah, I don't know. The next thing is how this is actually going to open and work. The problem is, because of how the hinge fits, the door's going to have to come across. So that there, give or take, is roughly what they will look like. But
Lots of thinking.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher because a normal hinge works like this. This hinge has a special system on it to uphold it, so so the door comes away. See that gap here?
Yeah.
The door comes away on a normal
can't
hinge.
fit them hinges. Can not fit them hinges to that. Screw them on.
They're not screwed on, they're mited in the back here with this like half moon. And I think they'd be too far. Yeah, see, they will come right into. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
So, after much conundrum,
deliberation,
head scratching, so I figured out the doors have got to go over the edge of this either side. Now, does the draw fit? That's the thing. Or will it interfere with the doors?
We'll just trim it a bit off. Oh.
No. It's like the future Steve knew. Just like I knew.
But obviously these cupboard doors will be going to the top. And
yeah, to the top, yeah.
The
but what I mean is, can this open without interacting with that? And I don't know, that's the thing, you see, can it? No, it can't. No, it can't. So, because it's got to be able to swing.
And the drawers in the way.
Drawers in the road. And they can't go on the inside, because then either of them will come across and they're going to overlap like that, and that can't happen.
Nope.
So that's not realistic. We may have bought louvre doors and painted them, but absolutely diddly squat.
And there isn't any way we can get those brackets, those hinges on?
There's not, no, because they're too wide. This needs to be wider. It needs to be that thick for them things to be able to fit in properly.
Huh.
And then I'll need to buy the tool for it, of course, to do that. Can we fly? Well, today's building the van has failed miserably. Lesson learned here, guys, is measure 10 times, not just twice or 3 times. We've measured the width of the doors, got them exactly the same size of the doors, we've done everything right, but what we didn't account and take into account is the style of hinge that IKEA uses, which is a special hinge that allows it to separate and move away from it, where a normal door does, you know, it just doesn't work. Bollocks. What do we do? We'll be back in a minute. Conclusion, going back to the doors, even though these doors are nearly 10 kilograms in weight, they're 8.5 kilograms in weight each, other one's only 1.5, I'm gonna have to live with that because there's no way I can physically work out how to do these hinges in any other way, and them doors are too wide. So £80 worth of doors and about £30 worth of paint. Epic fail. Big fail.
Well, no, I can reuse the paint, don't forget, I can definitely use the paint. Okay. I just can't use the doors. Anybody want to buy 4 louvre doors that are being partly painted and glossed? I'm going to go on Marketplace. I'll put the dimensions and link in the description below.
Gutted.
Alright then, so DIY today.
Fail.
Bit of a fail. Bit of a fail.
Yeah, so that's what happened then. So guys, yeah, lesson learned today is
no bueno.
IKEA cabinetry is heavy.
Got 4 doors for sale, anybody interested?
So IKEA cabinetry is heavy, cupboard doors are heavy. If you're building your van, I do not recommend using IKEA furniture. I think people tell us not to do it, and I didn't understand why. Now I realise it's because once you've got all the rest of your shit in, you're overweight. Like, we don't even have a shower, we don't have underslung water, nothing, and we're overweight, guys. We're 7 kilograms over. That's with like barely hardly any of our stuff in the back that we actually own. It sucks.
Well, I'm going to go and get the tin of paint, and I'm going to paint some wood in the back of the van because it's sunny and it needs paint.
Tell you one thing I am thinking about doing is switching the batteries out to an EcoFlow. And I'm thinking about getting rid of these big, massive leisure batteries. I've got 2 of these. There's 8 stone in total between 2 of them. So I'm thinking we're going to get rid of them, put the EcoFlow in there. As EcoFlow should be able to power this van and more, and basically just connect it to our socket in the back. Basically what I've done is, in the back of this van, if you've never seen it before, I've got one of those camping hookups. I'll show you it now. So that grey guy there, excuse this cable's hanging down, but that grey guy there, that is one of those camping hookups that you use inside of tents. And all I did is run him to the back of the van, chop the end off him, and refitted one of those camper van sockets so you can plug your 240 in from your campsite into it, and that runs into that. Now that there's already earthed, already a fuse box, everything's good to go. So all I've got to do is plug the EcoFlow direct into that on the 240 so I can charge from that. I've then got to take there's a little guy down here which charges the battery from the alternator. I can plug him into the car charger for the EcoFlow, and then from here I've got the solar coming down, and that would also charge the EcoFlow as well. So I'll still be able to use all my 240 as well as me other voltage and stuff like that as well. And yeah, I'll probably be able to strip out some of the stuff inside of there that we don't need, and I should be able to get work. However, it's £1,000 or more, £1,800 I think for 2 batteries. So we've got loads of power. So that's that. What are you doing, you weirdo?
Getting a new battery?
We're not getting a new battery yet. We're thinking about it.
The weight that the cupboard doors are.
The weight of a child.
It'll, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think how much, we can't change the doors out, but we can change the battery out?
We can change 2 batteries out. It means we'd have battery removed from underneath this counter here, so we'll have loads of space under there, and we'd have that battery gone, then have the EcoFlow inside of there. Yeah, it could potentially be a bit of a game changer. Could be a game changer. Because even though I've got those batteries are 220 amp hours each, so I've got 220 amp hours, 220 hours, so 448 amp hours. But acid lead batteries only take them down to around about 50% of the actual charge. So realistically, I've only got 220 amp hours, which we do okay on. We do okay. But
bear in mind though, I have PTSD of nearly wrecking the batteries in the old van.
Yeah.
And even when I used the I don't know what one you call it, to charge my laptop today down the harbour, and it was fine.
The inverter?
Inverter, that was it, yes. I don't know the technical names for these. I used the inverter because my laptop was flat and I had to do some work. It was only plugged in, I don't know, 45 minutes. The battery was still on 100%, and my laptop was fully charged, so game changer. However, the batteries are too heavy. The van, JC, needs to go on a diet.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking about doing anyway. But shout out to Love Sundays, because Love Sundays, he put on what he was doing as well, and it was really strange because over the same time period, I think we both kind of come to the same conclusion. I've been looking to do it, and I couldn't find anything online. Couldn't find any YouTube videos about anyone that's done it. I couldn't find out how it was done. I know Trent and Ali do it in mountain made vans, and they've been using the EcoFlow instead of the batteries and everything else inside of that. But haven't disclosed how they've set it up, and there's no diagrams, there's no photos, nothing like that. There's only a brief mention in the vlogs about it, and I couldn't find anything online. So when Sean said how to do it, it got me thinking, like, how is this going to happen? And I seen what he was on about doing. I thought, wow, it's actually easier than I thought, because I thought I would have to take the whole thing apart and start messing about with wires and stuff, but you don't have to. It's literally already set up to be able to do it, I believe. So it's going to be interesting. I'll definitely make a full video on that, on how to do that, because like I said, there's nothing on Google, there's no videos how to do it, and it could change van life for a lot of people, because you don't need these massive batteries and stuff necessarily, and you don't need all these fancy electrics and all this other crap inside of there if you're going to run on a basic system like that. I did find one dude who just had his loose stand up on a shelf kind of thing, says I'll plug everything into that. That's not ideal for us, so it didn't really show us what we needed to do in the video, but in my head I think I know exactly how it's going to work. I've got it laid out inside of here. I can foresee it, so it will happen. But I've just got to decide whether or not to pull the trigger on nearly £2,000 worth of battery upgrades to lose 8 stone in weight.
What's on, motherfuckers? So, give up on the DIY. Doors didn't fit. Painted some of the back of the van. That's pretty much it. So we decided what else to do. It's high tide. Steve's back down the harbour in the van. Managed to get parked. What a miracle. And he's going to play on his boat. So just decided he was gonna put it on his bike, and I was like, look, let's be realistic, Steve. A boat on a bike, it's not going to work. So let's take the van and go back down the harbour for round 2. Let's fight. Ding ding.
Let's fight.
So we've been deliberating with doing a day in the life vlog, and I think this pretty much sums up a Monday for us. Come down the harbour early. We did go for breakfast somewhere, but we didn't film it because the SD card was full. I done a bit of work in the van, done all the accounts. Yeah, batteries are dead, things like that. Can't find the GoPro because it's in the office. Takes an hour to download the footage. Steve goes surfing. Then we went and had a bit of a brunch, shall we say. Then back to the campsite. DIY didn't pan out, so Steve's going to play on a boat.
Playing on my boat.
Because you can buy me a boat. Anyway, also Tamsin and Becca are coming down for 5 days stay, so shout out to the Tams and the Becks, and yeah, checking details are outside reception, and we will see you when we get back to the harbour. No, I'm at the harbour. Campsite, that's it, in a bit. I don't feel like I'm so offensive now, because I was walking around with a swear word on the top, and every time I was around people I felt like I had to hide it a bit. So
felt a little bit rare.
I did feel a bit rare. I mean, I also felt hard as nails wearing it, but then I was outside, I was like, no. So now I'm not offensive.
No.
So we come all the way down the beach and we forgot the fins and we forgot the footbar. I'll go back for the fins and I forget the footbar. So I was cold, now I'm absolutely sweating my tits off because I've been up to the van 3 times. Well, you got to get past. It's just a little bit of a current suction thing, babes. You'll be fine. You'll be too. Not where you want to be. It's just done a Terry. Ah, don't worry about it, it's fine. So, just on the harbour, seen us fishing, and then he says, did I want to have a go fishing?
But you did want to at first.
I didn't want to, but then, you know, I thought I'll give it a go. It looks easy. I only went and hooked a seagull. I thought I hooked a fish. I got excited for a second, and then I seen the seagull flapping around. So I said that would have been a disaster. Oh, he's got a fish. Got a fish.
Oh, it's just come off.
Is that's not a seagull? Oh, it's off. Oh, that is not a fish, people. That's a lure. So yeah, so Oz was just saying, when you hook a seagull, it's a disaster because you've got to drag the seagull in, reel it up and hook it, and then all the tourists think you're an absolute arsehole for doing it. But luckily, you saved the day, didn't you?
The line came off it, luckily. You was lucky.
This is why I don't fish, Oz. 10 out, what was score out of 1? Well, 10 out.
I'm not touching this rod again.
Scores out of 10 for me attempted fishing. Banned for life.
2, I think.
Give us a 2. Well, no seagulls were harmed in jellyfishing. Come on, Oz, get that fish. I am sweating my life out. Ooh. I'm sailing.
Sailing?
Yeah.
From
kayaking. How was your kayaking?
Yeah, it was good fun. It was just really, really rolly because like it'd been like 8 foot or something.
8 foot.
It's just like from the wind
8 to 15 foot overhead. Double overhead.
I've got to stuff at the back.
Alright, cool. I'll turn the camera off then. Good evening, everybody. Back at the Hull Park, back from the harbour. Steve went on his little kayak adventure, so he had much fun. I went fishing with Oz, accidentally hooked a seagull. Feel really bad about it, but the seagull flew off and survived and was unharmed. So I'm never fishing again, especially with Oz. He says I'm bad luck. And he's already got problems fishing on that wall at the harbour. He feels like he's tainted. So I'm going to go for a shower. Tamsin and Becca will be pitched here in a while. They've arrived in Newquay, but they got the priorities straight. Went for a pint of rattler first. Then they went to Morrison's to get some bits. Then they're heading to the Hull Park. So I'm going to go for a shower. Then I'm going to go back and cook some nachos. I'm cooking, I was going to say enchiladas. Cooking some nachos for me and Steve for tea. The cat's had her tea, so she's loving life. So the last time these two little beauts were here, I done a vlog of the fire that we had outside the van, and then Steve went and lost the GoPro because he's an arsehole. But look at the back. Wave to the camera. Anthony, in your face, because you did not believe they were down here having a barbecue or a fire the last time when Steve lost the GoPro because he's a dick with all the footage on. So there you go. Fire, fire, fire. You're not surfing, he's not allowed to surf with this camera. We've had this conversation, he's not taking this camera out. Happy birthday to you! Oh. Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear! Oh. Happy birthday to you!
Why is it nachos?
No, it's the enemy banana bread. Hey! Cheers, delicate fellow, and all that.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, my lovely.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Who was that?